What an absolute shambles, mate.
If you reckon Aussie politics couldn't get more cooked, buckle up, cause we are diving headfirst into the biggest stitch-up since Barnaby Joyce tried to dance around climate change. I'm talking about the election race that's turning into a slow-motion car crash, and trust me, everyone's got blood on their hands. Peter Dutton's getting flogged in the polls, Labor's barely staying afloat, and we are all stuck in the middle wondering how the bloody hell we ended up here. Alright, buckle up, legends, cause what you're about to hear is gonna blow the lid off this entire election stitch-up. If you're sick of being lied to by both sides, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not scared of the truth, and drop a comment telling me just how rigged you reckon this whole circus is. And hey, if you're done putting up with Albo's fairy tales and Dutton's disappearing act, grab the Albo Knows Best tea. Only $16 for the next 48 hours.
Links below. Let's burn through the BS.
Now before you switch off thinking this is just another boring political rant, let me tell you this. This election isn't just about picking a new PM. Nah, it's about figuring out how deep this country's rot goes. And spoiler alert, it's looking like we are already knee-deep in the muck.
Dutton?
Mate strutting around like he's got the answers, but his primary vote just dropped to a pathetic 35%. That's not even enough to win a footy club raffle, let alone lead the nation. And yet somehow, he's still got the nerve to pitch himself as the underdog, like some battle of fighting the system.
Give me a break. But don't think I'm letting Albo off the hook either. Labor's sitting pretty on a whopping 33%.
Yeah, that's sarcasm. In case it didn't slap you in the face. That's the same number they pulled at the last election, the worst they've done since the bloody Great Depression.
And this is the mob that wants to cruise into government again? Mate, they couldn't even manage a sausage sizzle without burning the snags.
We're in a spot where the two biggest parties in the country can't scrape together enough trust to break 70% combined. That tells you something, doesn't it?
People are fed up.
Sick to death of the lies, the spin, the backroom deals. And you know what?
Can you blame them? Both sides talk like they are doing us a favor just by showing up.
Meanwhile, mortgage stress is sky high, youth unemployment's climbing, the bush is burning, and half of Sydney can't afford a bloody avocado toast, let alone a house.
So what's Dutton's big play?
A first home buyers policy that looks like it was scribbled on a serviette at a Canberra pub. We'll get young Aussies into homes, he says. Righto, mate. And I'm the Queen of bloody England. Housing crisis has been brewing longer than the beer at the RSL, and now suddenly you've got a plan?
Pull the other one.
Still, he reckons he's got a shot.
Says the vote's soft and could shift.
But let's be honest, the only thing soft here is the leadership on both sides.
The only reason people haven't completely jumped ship is because they've got no lifeboats.
Greens? Shooters? Teals? All nibbling at the edges, but no one's got the guts to take the big swing. We are trapped in a loop, voting for clowns and prying one of them accidentally does something right. And here's the real kicker. Nobody's actually paying attention. That's how they get you. A disengaged public is a politician's wet dream. As long as we are more focused on married at first sight than on what these jokers are actually up to, they'll keep getting away with murder, figuratively, and maybe not so figuratively if you look at some of the policy fallout. But hey, this might all sound like doom and gloom, right?
Wrong.
This is where the real controversy kicks in. I reckon this whole election's a front. Yep, I said it. A distraction. While we are sitting here arguing over whether Dutton's got better hair plugs than Albanese has charisma, the real power's still tucked away behind closed doors, marking the calls that actually matter. You ever wonder why no matter who wins, nothing really changes? Same policies, same spin, same corporate donations pouring in. You think either of them gives a toss about battlers in the bush or single mums in the suburbs? Nah, mate, they are too busy playing musical chairs in Parliament House.
But you know what's truly dangerous?
It's not Dutton or Albo. It's the apathy. It's thinking your vote doesn't matter, so you skip it. It's letting M run the show while you scroll through TikTok. That's how they win. That's how the same clowns keep coming back, every 4 years, expecting a fresh coat of paint to fool the punters. Now if you're fired up, and you bloody well should be, don't just whinge in the comments.
Get loud.
Ask the hard questions. Turn up to the debates, write to your MP, hell, run for local council if you have to. Because if we don't start pushing back, we'll end up with a government that looks like it was assembled from leftover bits of a Bunnings flat pack. And if you've made it this far, you're probably the type that's got half a brain left in this cook system. So do us all a favor, smash that like button, Hit subscribe if you're not scared of a bit of truth, and drop a comment below telling me who's the bigger Muppet, Albo or Dutton. And if you're feeling real spicy, grab one of our limited edition Albo Knows Best teas.
They're going for $16 for the next 48 hours.
After that,
Too late, mate.
catch you legends later. And remember, in this political circus, the only clowns are the ones we keep voting in.